Augmented reality has really started to take over the market in so many ways. Over the last few years, it has become much more popular and is even allowing VR to become more immersive. The next couple of years should be massive for AR, but what does this mean for gaming? Well, stay tuned to today's video as we discuss if augmented reality is the next level of gaming. First up, augmented reality is a whole new ballgame. Augmented reality shows that consumer habits are consistently evolving. Each and every year, we get brand new devices that enable customers to rapidly shift their expectations and behaviors. Just look around a decade ago when mobile phones were much lower than they used to be, and where consoles were much less powerful than they are right now. Each time either of these systems upgrade, public expectations and behaviors shift towards them. The way the public is entertained and the way they access, consume, and purchase all of this has dramatically changed in a short period of time. Today, we're going to look closely at the video game industry and how specifically augmented reality could enable the next level of immersive gaming within its audiences. The internet has been constantly changing media habits and putting them in a state of flux. This means that the way we discover, acquire, and consume content are constantly changing. Cloud-based services currently allow us to stream and download whatever we want anytime, anywhere. Many studies have been done on the importance of video games, music, and video. One study suggests that around 8 out of 10 customers who were surveyed watch TV and video daily, while 5 out of 10 play video games with the same frequency. Music is actually what takes the highest level of use, as only 4% state that they never listen to any form of music. That is in their control anyways. The study also found that around 55% of the respondents perceived music as very important in their lives, while only 23% see video games as important. This obviously shows that the total share of gamers to music listeners is very different, and video games' overall lower importance makes a lot of sense. While comparing the level of importance amongst users of each different media type, music will still come out on top, as 57% of listeners say it is important, while only 39% of gamers say the same for gaming. Music is a super important thing in basically every person's life, as it's the soundtrack to their day. Whether it's walking down the street or taking the train to work, most people are listening to music on their earphones or headphones. Gaming is much different, however. Even though it's pretty important to a lot of people, it's nowhere near as important as music. If you would take one thing away from these people and they had a choice, they would most likely allow video games to exit their lives. Obviously, there are a lot of people who wouldn't agree with this and would say video gaming is much more important. However, the vast majority prefer music over gaming. Have mobile phones changed the importance of gaming altogether? Depending on their age and what stage of life someone's in, the way people consume media differs quite a lot. For a lot of people, video games are much more important and take priority over other media. Gaming is bigger than ever and is now driven by the growth of mobile gaming as well. While a lot of console and PC gaming definitely takes up the vast majority of the market, it's been discovered that 26% of all media consumption hours are from mobile gamers. The biggest question when it comes to importance is that a lot of people still avidly play video games, but don't see them as important. Teenagers, especially nowadays, play a lot of games, but they are just this important to them. Games are now ubiquitous with something like a mobile phone, as they are used much more as a way to kill time than something of actual personal importance. However, as people get later on in life and hit a stage with the family, it seems like gaming becomes much more important to them. This is mainly because they have such little time on their hands, so when they do get time to sit down and play games, it's very important to their lives and their sanity. It's unlikely that this demographic profile will stay consistent over time, as gamers are likely to have more interest in gaming as they grow even older. This is especially true for the current generation, as they are already super deep into gaming during their late teenage years. The video game profile right now may eventually resemble the TV and video game watching profile in terms of the number of people depending on age. The current highest, most invested video gamers are now found in the multi-game segment of many studies. This means that these people play video games across basically all platforms and currently account for almost half of the time spent on video gaming, despite only taking upwards of 10% of the population. The advent of AR technology could allow this to change, since around 36% of non-gamers are expressing interest in AR. This is super significant and could completely flip many studies on their heads. Studies are now saying that a significant portion of their total gaming time studied is on the PC and TV. Many gamers still spend a lot of time on their mobile devices though, and it does take up a considerable amount of gaming time. Those who see themselves as time killers play significantly fewer games and play on their smartphones to pass time. Then there is the social aspect of things, as those who call themselves social-centric play a lot less than those who are on multi-platform, but their time is placed across multiple devices. They also say that playing games are much more important to them than other areas. The mainstream market market is changing. The overall mainstream market is changing as video games are becoming more and more mainstream with each passing year. Video games were originally seen as the province for teenage boys and have now morphed into hobbies across all age groups and all genders. The highest group of gamers is definitely found around the 16 to 24-year-old boys area, as 90% play video games at least weekly. However, the next considerable amount is between 45 and 59-year-old women, who make up a significant amount of the player base. They say they play games at least once a week, and the vast majority of them are on their phones. This was mainly seen in the advent of games like Candy Crush and Facebook games. People could play these games with ease and didn't take any skill to understand them. They were quick and fast-paced and kept your attention going for a long period of time. The craziest thing nowadays is that smartphone gaming has taken over the PC as the main gaming device, which was at once measured the highest by a wide margin. Mobile gaming has taken a foothold in the gaming platform sphere, while the idea of the fixed platform is decreasing. By 2023, 54% of respondents expect to play smartphone games every week, an increase of more than 12% since 2013. Similarly, weekly tablet gaming is expected to reach 37%, an increase of 16%. Console gaming will remain largely unchanged, and only the PC will lose traction, shrinking to 46%, which is a decrease of 8%. Although we can only guess which mobile platforms will be mainstream in 2023, consumer in our qualitative studies point to glasses using AR as the most expected development. Where people play their video games is changing too. Smartphones have pushed gaming outside of bedrooms and living rooms. Consumers now play games everywhere, as can be seen in Figure 7. In particular, gaming while commuting is something that 1 in 5 gamers does on a weekly basis. However, the majority of all gaming still occurs at home, particularly during the evening and night. AR is promising a lot of huge things within the gaming sphere, but can it deliver on all of its promises? Basically, everyone can remember the hugely successful launch of Pokemon Go back in 2016. Though it wasn't the first game to incorporate a central AR component, it was definitely the thing that brought AR to the mainstream and to the masses. Literally everyone was involved in Pokemon Go, no matter if you were invested in the franchise or a newcomer. It is still the second highest grossing smartphone game ever and has increased its revenue by 35% since 2018. The software itself is also generating more revenue than even VR since 2021. AR is super good, but can it meet the expectations and needs of gamers? That's the question we're going to leave this video on today. AR is becoming super important across the globe. It's definitely going to be something gaming will invest in and should be more of the space in the near future. We should be expecting to see more augmented reality titles that will affect the masses. We don't think Pokemon Go is ever going to happen again, but many companies are definitely going to try. And that's the end of today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed this latest video. If you did, would you please let us know down in the comment section below? It would be very helpful. Make sure to like the video, comment down below, and of course subscribe to the channel with the notification bell rung. Thank you for watching today's video. Bye!